I am pissed off. It's July 7th, 2016, 1:44 a.m. Eastern Time. And once again, go on social media, look on Facebook, and what do I see? Another human being, another person, another child, parent, loved one, friend, associate, another person, another life, another body, lost, taken, murdered, slaughtered, gunned down. By who? The police. And once again, it's a person of color. Black and brown bodies are not valued in the United States of America. They're not valued in other parts of the world and other countries. In general, this world doesn't value black and brown bodies. This world doesn't value black and brown bodies. This world doesn't value anybody that's deemed a minority, deemed subordinate, deemed other, deemed different. And what really pisses me off is that this is a continuum. Centuries of murder, slaughter, abuse, discrimination, oppression, suffering, centuries. This isn't like this just happened. This isn't like this is a new phenomenon. This is a repeat of a repeat of a repeat of history. And of course, when we get on social media and we voice our concerns, our feelings, how we're feeling at the moment, our opinions, what are we told? You're over exaggerating, you're being aggressive, you're too sensitive, you're always bringing up race, or you're always bringing up privileges or lack of privileges. Or, my favorite, all lives matter. Blue lives matter when they're talking about the police. Or, why are you always bringing up race? The same old type of responses that you receive from people that claim that they're not racist, that claim all lives matter, that claim you're the one taking it out of context and you're the one over exaggerating. You know the type of responses we get. And then, another one. What about black on black crime? Right? You know the type of responses we get, I'm pissed. And I have every right to be upset, angry, bitter. Okay? I have every right to be upset. I have every right to be pissed. I have every right to voice my opinion. If you don't like it, click off the video. Stop following me on social media. Don't add me on Facebook. Don't follow me on Snapchat. Don't follow me on Twitter. Don't subscribe to my channel. And that's another thing that gets me. I'm just going there tonight. I'm going there. If you don't like what we're saying and how we're feeling, why do you continue to follow us? Why are you on our pages? What's the point of that? Exactly. Once again, this is all on camera. This is on camera. Not only is it camera, it's video. And the debate for the past 5 years or so has been, well, if they wore body cameras, that would keep them away from committing these types of assaults against humans. That would decrease police brutality. That's a bunch of BS. Because you know what? Countless things have been caught on video. They're on Facebook Live. They're on video. They're on the web. Everyone can see it. And it still didn't deter that police officer from gunning that human down. It didn't protect that person from being murdered by the very same group that's supposed to protect them, right? Because every time we talk about the police, we always talk about how, they're supposed to serve and protect, but they never really serve and protect. All they do is gun down people that they think are different, they think are other. Other words, black and brown people and other disenfranchised groups are targeted out by these groups that are supposed to serve and protect us. There's no serving and protecting. It's more like making up stories that so and so had a gun. This bottle of lotion can be seen as a gun from these people, right? Your cell phone can be viewed as being a weapon, a gun, okay? And as a person of color, as an African American, as a black person, I have learned that we can't walk down the street, we can't knock on the door for help, we can't pull over, we can't go to jail, we can't comply with the police officers, we can't know our rights, we can't breathe. You know, we can't do anything without being targeted. We can't do anything without our lives being devalued. Nothing protects us. Not the constitutional rights, okay? Not you being a good person and complying, whatever that means to you, right? But then at the same time, you know, it's not about race. You're always bringing up race. You're just an angry black woman. Oh, it's about race. You were race baiting, blah, 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 blah. These are the things that we hear. Yet we see white people commit crimes and not be gunned down by police. We've had white men go into churches, shoot up 9 people, and not be gunned down. Instead, you know what they did with Dylan Roof? They found him, they arrested him, and they made sure to tilt his head so he didn't hit his head when he was getting into the police car. And they also took this serial murderer. I mean, just straight up killed 9 people at a church. They also took him to Burger King because he was hungry. But yet, somebody selling CDs and DVDs, gunned down, shot 6 times. Somebody actually complying with the police, you know, actually being a good, whatever, a good law-abiding citizen and, you know, complying, shot and killed on Facebook Live. Facebook Live is a feature where you can live shoot a video. On video being shot and killed by the police, right? Someone pulling over because apparently they didn't use a turning signal, pops up dead in a jail cell. You know, someone with their hands up, shot multiple times and killed Mike Brown. Someone knocking on the door because they're looking for help because they were in a car accident, shot with a shotgun blast to the face, Renisha McBride. So we see over and over again how, you know, there's really nothing we can do to protect ourselves and not have our lives taken from us and be completely devalued and then be criminalized and disrespected by the media. Because, you know, once we die, what are they going to do? They're going to go on the media and portray you as being this gangster, this vicious thug criminal, or, you know, they're going to degrade your character. They're going to bring up stuff that you did when you were in 5th grade. Oh, so-and-so stole pencils from her friends when she was in 5th grade. That's going to be the news, right? They're going to find some picture of you that makes you look like a bad person, and they're going to use that, and they're going to blast that all over the media. But yet, when that white kid raped a person, raped a woman, what did they do? They get a senior picture of him with his suit and tie on. They didn't even use the mugshot of him when he was arrested for raping that person, raping that woman. Oh, and guess what? He got 6 months. And actually, he got out early for good behavior. But then someone selling CDs and DVDs, gunned down. Somebody complying, gunned down. Somebody walking home after buying Skittles and iced teas, gunned down. Or Rakia Boyd in Chicago, 2012, minding her own business, walking down the sidewalk, shot and killed. So, these are the type of messages that I'm receiving, that many people of color are receiving. And it's not just here in America. This is around the world. But you know, I'm just that angry black woman who takes things too seriously and who apparently brings up race too much. And it's funny because, you know, uh, I don't celebrate the 4th of July. I haven't celebrated the 4th of July in 2 years. The last time I celebrated the 4th of July was 2014. I no longer celebrate it. It's been 2 years. I celebrate Juneteenth because that's when my ancestors were free. That's when my ancestors received their independence. It wasn't July 4th, 1776, because July 4th, 1776, my ancestors were enslaved in the United States of America. So I personally don't celebrate the 4th of July. But you know, I caught flack for not celebrating the 4th of July. Yet, I wasn't on the social media berating those who celebrate it because I actually believe you have a right to celebrate what you want to celebrate. And it's not my right to infringe on yours. But for some reason, it's your right to infringe on mine, right? So anyways, I caught flack for that. And ironically, the next day, we hear about Alton Sterling. And then the following day, we hear about Philando Castile. Okay? 2 people of color, 2 men, shot and killed, murdered and slaughtered by police officers, all on camera. And that right there, I plead my case, is one of the many reasons that keeps getting added to my reasons of why I do not celebrate the 4th of July. And, you know, and I've gotten to the point where now, you know, I don't even waste my time with the social media debates because, first of all, it is a waste of time to me. I'm not going to sit up here and be on my keyboard typing messages back and forth or comments back and forth. I don't have time for that. And then the same, and I'm going to say this, and I say this all the time, the same people who are always telling us we need to agree to disagree are the main ones coming onto other people's pages, coming into other people's spaces, and starting the arguments. Go figure, right? So I'm at that point where, you know what, you get blocked, you get deleted, I don't waste my time with you. And that's how I am. And I'm also going to say this. You know, those who know me know I'm social justice activist. Okay? Every day I'm fighting for social justice. And no, I do not only fight for people of color. I do not only fight for African Americans or black people. I fight for anybody who's being disenfranchised and being abused and discriminated against. Point blank, period. So that's LGBTQ plus, that's women, that's people who are not considered able-bodied, that's people who may be older than me, younger than me, middle age. That could be anybody. Because you know what? I have a heart, I have a conscience, and I see, and I hear, and I feel, and I can relate to people's pain and suffering because I'm dealing with pain and suffering too. And, you know, it's called human compassion. It's, you know, I think, I care, I love. So when I see other people dealing with things that they shouldn't have to deal with, guess what? You're damn right. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to speak out. Anyways, I'm pissed. You know, once again, someone has to prepare for a funeral. Once again, there's family members who've lost, you know, sons and daughters, children, husbands and wives, partners, girlfriends and boyfriends, fiancés, partners. People are losing loved ones and family members and friends every single day because they don't look the right way, or they seem to be suspicious, or let's just call it what it is. You're a bigot. You're closed-minded. And you just infringed on another person's right to live. Call it for what the hell it is. These are hate crimes. These are crimes against humanity. Call it what it is. And this is not just happening in the USA. This is happening around the world. This is a global crisis. This is a global disaster. This is a global emergency. This is, and I'm ranting on this too. I'm ranting. Nothing. I'm just curious. What is President Barack Obama and his administration doing? What is Hillary Clinton going to do? What is Bernie Sanders going to do? What is Donald Trump going to do? Because you know what? We elect these politicians, they have their administration, we waste all of our money and time supporting them, they get in office, and they don't do jack for us. They use us, they exploit us, and then they throw us away like we're yesterday's trash. You know, because like we've had President Barack Obama in office going on 8 years, and you know what? I don't really know or seen what he has done about police brutality, you know, and then every time any of us say anything on why he doesn't speak up about racial injustice and police brutality. Oh, he's not the black president. He's not black people's president. He's America's president. That's what we're told. Yet, last time I checked, we voted for him. We sent money to help his campaign. We canvassed for him. We're his constituents, too. So he also has to represent us, too. And you know what? You really don't hear much about President Barack Obama really doing much about police brutality and racial inequalities. And this is his thing. Oh, I gave you guys my brother's keeper. My brother's keeper isn't keeping police officers from killing my brothers and my sisters. And let me put emphasis, and my sisters. Because you know what? Black women are being gunned down too. Black girls are being gunned down too. Black trans women are being murdered too. Okay? But you know, once again, I'm angry. I'm disgruntled. I'm being a bitch, right? I'm thinking race is all I talk about. That's what we're told, you know? That's what we're told. Oh, it's not that serious. I mean, that's what we're told. Oh, it's very serious. And you know, and then they want to call us radicals. Oh, I'm radical because I believe that, you know what? If you get arrested by the police, you shouldn't have a bloody nose or you shouldn't be dead. You know, I'm radical because I actually believe that people deserve rights. That's being radical. Okay. I'll be radical then, right? You know, you should want to stand, you should want to stick out of the crowd. You shouldn't want to do this, you shouldn't want to be like everybody else, right? Because once again, what does this country tell us? We're individuals. So I'm being individually radical then, okay? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And you know, this is an epidemic. This really is an epidemic because this just keeps happening and happening and happening. So my next question is, too, as an activist, what is going to be my next step? What is going to be my next role? What is going to be my next position? What's my next move, right? Because also as an activist and an individual, still living in this world, still dealing with the crisis, dealing with issues every day, I have to wonder, you know, are the demonstrations and the rallies and the protests, what are they really doing for me? What are they really doing for us? I seriously have to start asking. And the reason why I ask this is because we do all these demonstrations, all these rallies, all these protests, the visuals, the candle lights, you know, the kumbaya, and yet it doesn't prevent a damn thing. People are still being killed. People are still being discriminated against. People are still being oppressed. And you know what? This is not a new phenomenon. This has been going on for centuries. So, you know, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting change, is the definition of insanity. So after a while, I have to wonder, including myself when I say this, Are we insane? Because like we literally keep doing the we shall overcome, and we're not overcoming anything. We're just repeating the cycle. And don't get me wrong, I understand there's a time and a place. I understand that we can use multiple tactics to get things done. You know, you're going to have people that are on the front line. You're going to have people that are actually working in the law and administration and policy and going in politics. You're going to have teachers. You know, you're going to have people in the churches or other religious, you know, places. You know, I get that we're going to have, you know, people in various different arenas. I get that, but I'm really starting to question if this even is it efficient, because it's not, in my opinion, it's not getting us anywhere. You know, I'm tired of, oh, we're just gonna make somebody a hashtag, because that's another thing that we do. We make everybody a hashtag. You know, and if we're not hashtagging, we're sharing the video of the person being murdered or abused, which I stopped doing a long time ago, because me personally, I don't think sharing the video over and over and over and over again of somebody being gunned down is necessarily something that we should or should not be doing. I feel like that's an individual decision. Me individually, I don't share it. That's just me. I also am, you know, I'm not one of those pro-gun people, but then on the same time, I'm like, you know what? We need to get training on how to operate guns. We need to get training on how to clean guns, how to shoot. We need to get CCWs. We need to get CPLs. We need to really get prepared, because I feel like, you know what? You don't have to go out looking for trouble to find you. Because you know what? We keep seeing people doing nothing and being murdered and slaughtered and abused. Literally. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with us having self-defense. We should be able to defend ourselves and our loved ones. Because at this juncture, at this current time, I don't see the kumbaya and we shall overcome and let's have a visual doing much for us. I'm tired of having visuals. I'm tired of protesting. I'm tired of rallying. I'm tired of demonstrating. I'm tired of marching. I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm emotional. So many thoughts go through my head, and I know so many other, like my friends, my family, who are suffering just like I am. You know, you got people crying, and then literally, we don't even, we always, you know, are trying to reassure each other, and we ourselves don't even know if we're going to be alive tomorrow, because we are literally being murdered. We are being killed off. Our lives literally have no value. You know, at any given moment, you can be killed. Like, this isn't PlayStation 4, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. This is real life. And people that look like me and people who are seen as being different, the other, are being murdered and slaughtered around the world. And these governments aren't doing anything to prevent, anything to solve the issue. They're not doing anything. So it's something to think about. Like, it's something to think about. Because I worry about people being hurt. I worry about my friends, my family, people I know, people I see, the person next door, the person across the street, the person in a different country, a person in a different continent, the person in a different time zone. I worry about you too. And then I have to worry about myself too, because, you know, Black women are being gunned down. Black women are being murdered and slaughtered. Black women are suffering. Black women are being oppressed. You know, that's why we had to make another hashtag, say her name, because oftentimes Black women were being left out too. And it's just, it's so much going on. It really, it's just so much. And you know, we don't have anybody to save us. And then maybe that's the thing. Maybe we have to stop looking for other people to save us and start saving ourselves. And I'm going to say this. I'm a millennial, born October 15th, 1992. I'm 23 and a half years old. I'll be 24 if I'm alive come October of this year. You know, and we're always told to respect our elders, you know, respect your elders. But you know what? I'm going there. I'm going there. I have to wonder, what have my elders really done for me? And what have they really done for the generations that came after them? Because, you know, the baby boomer generation, let's just be real, they were the civil rights era in the 50s and 60s, and they were also part of the Black Power movement, etc., that followed into the late 60s and 70s, right? But my thing is, what did you really do? Because we're always talking about progress. Progress, 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 progress. Yet, I don't see much progress. Because you know what? We're still being killed off by the police. That's no different than 1966 when we were being killed off by the police, or 1956, or 1946, or 1936. It's the same thing. Decade after decade, century after century, right? Still being discriminated against, still having our basic rights denied to us. So, what progress are we talking about? Oh, and I already know, oh, but Obama's our president. That's our first Black president. Realistically, in my opinion, Obama is nothing but a figurehead. He is a token. He was placed there. Okay? Because isn't it ironic you have a Black president and yet he and his administration can't do anything for you, and then every time that you question him and why he isn't doing this and that, all of a sudden you're race baiting, you're complaining. But keep in mind, we also helped get him in office twice. We also, you know, spent money and time and effort to get him reelected. You know, we also put in a lot of work. Thus, we are also his constituents, yet he can't never represent us, right? So, whatever. I'm so sick of that, you know. And then this is why you often hear a lot of people say, this ain't your mama's civil rights movement. And this is exactly why many people say that, because a lot of us are tired of the kumbaya. We're tired of it. You know, and then my thing is, you can be nonviolent, you can be compliant, you can be violent, you can be aggressive. It really doesn't even matter at this point, because even if you're being the nice person, you're going to get gunned down. Even if you're complying, you're going to get gunned down. Even if you're being respectful, you're still going to be discriminated against. You're still going to be denied basic human rights. So, you know, one has to wonder, what's the point, you know, after a while of even doing any of this, because, you know, it's damn if you do and damn if you don't. Really, you have no options here, because either way you go, left, right, back, forth, comply, don't comply, you're still going to be possibly murdered and slaughtered, or definitely going to have your rights denied to you. So yes, this was a rant video. I'm pissed, I'm angry, I'm emotional, I'm sad. It's a lot going on right now. I'm tired of talking about rest in peace and justice for this and justice for who and justice for him and her. And and all these hashtags, all these rallies, all these protests, people sharing the videos of people being murdered and slaughtered and discriminated against and abused. I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, this is weighing on my shoulders. This is weighing on my conscience. This is weighing on my mind. People can't even sleep. People can't even think. Folks can't even eat. People can't breathe. You know, this is no way. This is no way for anybody to live. Like, really, we're literally living in a constant state of fear, because at any given time, my body can be disrespected, abused, and just treated like trash, and I can't do anything about it. And I don't have a government that does anything for me. I don't have a country that even thinks to protect me. But then I'm getting, oh, you're not celebrating the 4th of July? Like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm going to say this. We have to find a way. I don't know how, but we have to find a way somehow to love each other, to love ourselves, to value each other's life and value our life. We got to self-care. I love you. Say it to other people. Let them know. When you say it, actually mean it. Like, I love you. Give hugs, give kisses, embrace. Because honestly, you don't know if I or you or whoever is even going to be here tomorrow. You really don't know. So you need to tell people now that you love them and you care about them, and they matter, and their lives are of value. We need to say this. We need to practice this.